The freedoms we enjoy as Americans are protected by those who serve in the military. But for some veterans, the battle doesn't end when they get home.
In part one of a Veterans Day special report, Sam Matheny has a story of one Vietnam vet and the problems his family still faces nearly 50 years after his service.
8 years old, you know, dad's in there, you look up to him, door's shut, and he's bawling his eyes out asking, why did this happen to me? Why am I still alive? I'd be better off not.
He did love his country, and he felt it was his duty to enlist in the Navy.
67-year-old Donald Rakowski lived and died U.S. Navy. As a petty officer 3rd class, Rakowski served on an ammunition ship as an electrician during the Vietnam War. Throughout the war, herbicides were sprayed over trees to eliminate enemy cover, including the infamous Agent Orange. Rakowski was diagnosed with salivary gland cancer. At the age of 41, he believed exposure to Agent Orange caused the cancer in his jawbone.
I sometimes worked 2 or 3 jobs, but we made it through. Kept our house, which, you know, I'm still paying on, but we kept our house.
For 26 years, Rakowski kept sending letters to government officials and the Department of Veterans Affairs trying to get his request approved for full disability compensation. That was never approved.
And their reply back was, except for you.
You didn't step foot on land in Vietnam.
So since you didn't step foot on land, you don't qualify.
We reached out to the Department of Veterans Affairs for comment about why Donald Rakowski didn't receive compensation. They replied back saying, due to privacy laws, we are unable to speak directly about Mr. Rakowski's claims, but can tell you he served honorably in the United States Navy. According to the forms of cancer listed on the VA's website, Agent Orange exposure is not a recognized cause of Rakowski's cancer. Peoria County Veterans Service Officer Will Stodgel reviews veterans' cases and says he's not aware of any cases that prove the cancer was linked to Agent Orange.
So regardless of the issue or the question, we want to be able to, if not fix and complete the veteran's need, at least give them the information necessary to proceed and know who to speak with. Donald
Rakowski didn't archive just a few letters and documents. His widow, Sally, says he kept an archive of every single one from 1985 to 2005. Donald Rakowski died on April 2nd, 2011, at the age of 67 from pneumonia and cancer, nearly 50 years after the war ended. Donald Rakowski's family says they are still working with the Peoria County Veterans Assistance Commission to explore whether a settlement is possible. The family says they've been told there was asbestos on the ship that Donald was on back in the war in Vietnam. The commission says they cannot comment due to privacy concerns. In part 2 of this special report on Wednesday, we detail the options local veterans do have if they're looking for care in Central Illinois.
Tonight, we continue our special report on services that are available to our veterans. And for some who served, the fight continues long after they leave the battlefield.
Yeah, Sam Matheny takes us into one veteran's story and the support that's available to others like him.
I couldn't separate the two. I had a hard time separating, like, from when I was in to when I got out. I feel like I lost a piece of myself whenever I got out that, like, I can't find anymore.
Stephen Picton served in the U.S. Army as a military equipment truck driver in Afghanistan. He spent 9 months on the battlefield before coming home.
That was the time I was really depressed and anxious. I just felt like something was wrong with me. I couldn't figure it out.
Since returning, Picton says he couldn't hold a job for more than 3 months at a time as he tried to adjust to civilian life while suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD. Picton says it was difficult for him to find purpose for his life until he started going to Riverside Community Church in Peoria. There he says he found joy and a sense of community.
The biggest challenge for me was trying to get back out there again, not relying on somebody or something to support me, and just taking that leap to go and just trust in God.
Picton also began receiving a wide variety of services at the Bob Michael VA Healthcare Clinic. He says his quality of life improved once he found what he needed. The story for each veteran and their family can be different. Some can feel supported and some may not feel supported. Whatever the scenario, the Peoria County Veterans Assistance Commission and VA Ileana Healthcare encourage veterans who are looking for support to come and talk to them.
all of us veterans need the opportunity to discuss our problems with somebody. And then from there, their local county VSO will be able to take care of them and get them the help that they need.
Picton and other veterans we've talked to off camera say they feel there's a strong veterans community here in Peoria. However, Picton and others believe there needs to be more awareness among veterans and their families so they know where to look for help.
According to the record, we are serving only still 53% of the eligible veteran. So we should have more patients coming, veterans coming.
Illiana VA Healthcare System Executive Director Stacy Williams says the number of veterans they serve has remained the same in the past few years. But she wants more veterans to come in and talk with her team.
Not all veterans have the same eligibility for VA benefits. And that enrollment and eligibility team can help veterans kind of navigate through their eligibility for VA benefits.
I had to find out kind of the hard way by just floating around town and running into the right people at the right time. But thank God I was led here to Peoria, where they embrace veterans. I love it here. Peoria has covered everything for me. I couldn't be more comfortable here.
If you are a veteran or a veteran's family member, there are a variety of locations to apply for care, but it's important to know the difference between them. The Peoria County Veterans Assistance Commission on Dries Lane works with veterans to help them understand their benefits. Each county has one just like this. The Bob Michael VA Outpatient Clinic is strictly for health care and serves those in central Illinois. We'll have links available to these resources within this web story on our website, 25newsnow.com.